exciting conversation which will help you determine what it really takes to change the CX game in the MENA region. This session is presented to you by Mr. Abdullah Asiri, founder and CEO of Lucidia. Mr. Abdullah, with more than 10 years of experience in the AI and high-tech industry, he was awarded by the World Economic Forum and listed on Forbes as one of the leading entrepreneurs shaping the future of Saudi Arabia. Can we please have him on stage with a huge round of applause, please?
Thank you so much for coming today, for attending this great summit. We're happy to have you, happy to host you. I hope you enjoy the content today and tomorrow. And also we'd like to thank our partners at Baltic Flights. We are gladly sponsoring this event, and hopefully we're going to be continuing this partnership and sponsorship for future events in the future. Today I'm going to talk to you about customer experience, but with a local flavor, with customer experience tailored to Middle East. Because we see a lot of content, we see a lot of case studies, we see a lot of research about customer experience, but nothing in particular speaking about Middle East. And it's a very important region, it's an emerging market, fast-growing region, and adoption of technology is very high here. So today, we are talking about customer experience in the region and what does it take to change the game. Before we start, let me share with you a very interesting story about a global brand. This brand called Global Mart. It's a very famous brand, a very well-known, successful brand in America and Canada and also Europe. And this brand, as their part of their expansion strategy, they decided to expand in the Middle East. So what they did is, like any other brand, they invested heavily in market research and localization efforts. And they also started to establish a local team across the region to manage operations and customer support. So they started the operation in the Middle East, hoping they can replicate the same success they had in the US and Canada and Europe in the Middle East. Now, after a couple of years of operating in this area, they were actually disappointed, and they had shut down and they had to leave the region. So what went wrong? We studied their case, and we found out that they failed to understand local culture and values, and this was one of the leading causes for them to leave the country or the region. And they actually underestimated the importance of customer service in the Middle East. They thought that the expectation from the people in the Middle East is similar to people in Europe and in North America. And that was the leading cause for them to leave. And that actually led them fail to understand the local markets and the customer tastes and preferences. So with this reason, they had to shut down. Now, what we can learn from their story, and which is something that we see in different brands, is that building a valuable customer experience in the Middle East actually is not that easy. You must know and you must adapt to your customer in the Middle East, they are very different from customer in the rest of the world. And this can happen by prioritizing listening to the customer, listening to the prospect, listening to the markets. And also understanding, not only listening, not only collecting these data, but also understanding all these demands, complaints, feedback, needs, desires, and visualizing these experiences with your brand. Now, just to be clear, this brand was a fake brand, and we made up the story, but the story is real, because the story itself, we see it.
And we hear about a lot of brands coming from different countries, different areas in the world, trying to set up shop in the Middle East, and they leave after a couple of years. So yes, the brand is fake, but the story, we heard it so much. And of course, there are different reasons than poor customer experience and understanding the market, but that was the leading cause. And this is why we believe that even if your brand is amazing, even if you are successful elsewhere, that doesn't make you a game changer. And today, this is what we are talking about. How brands in the Middle East, either local brands or a multinational brand trying to expand into the Middle East, how can they be a game changer? How can they change the game using exceptional customer experience? So today we will be talking about the key challenges in the Middle East. We saw a couple in this example. We're going to elaborate more on the key challenges tailored to Middle East. We're going to be talking about the key opportunities for brands to consider while they're planning their CX strategies. So before you actually plan your CX strategies, we're going to list the key opportunities that you have to keep in mind before you actually develop your plan. And last, we're gonna be talking about the meaning of a seamless customer experience management and how is that taking your brand from A to B. We'll start by key challenges, and it can be summarized in one sentence. You cannot solve what you don't know. You cannot improve what you can measure. And if we're going to be listing them, the key challenges for delivering a valuable customer experience in the Middle East, we see the first one, something about industry awareness, knowing the customer experience itself. Second point is something about cultural diversity. We're going to talk about each one in details. Third, about language barriers. And last but not least, about data security and compliance. So let's take one by one. Industry awareness. We did a survey and research in Lucidia, and we found out that 35% of the government entities we talked to and B2C brands, they actually don't really understand what does CX mean, the definition of customer experience. So if you have business leaders in the industry that actually really confused about the meaning of customer experience, then that's a key challenge for you as a CX expert today to go and convince your managers, the management of developing CX strategies. So industry awareness is a key challenge because it's an emerging, it's a trending, it's something new to the region to have this methodology of customer experience. So, and that's why we're here today, right? That's why Lucidia is sponsoring this event. That's why you guys are here today, to increase this awareness. So number one key challenge here is awareness of this industry. The second thing, which is a very important one, is cultural diversity. Now, we have more than 300 million people living in the Middle East, coming from more than 22 countries, speaking different dialects. They have different expectations, different religions, different faith, different background, different education, different everything. The region itself, as big as it is, it's so fragmented, and the people, they have different expectations, and that is a challenge. Even inside Saudi Arabia, even inside countries, you have different cultures, you have different expectations. So adapting to each and single these expectations is very challenging, and you cannot just assume one persona and you market based on that and you expect results. The third challenge is language and dialect barrier, because again, with this diversity in the Middle East, we have different dialects, and some dialects are just like language, they're so different. And we are seeing that 70% of online consumers in the Middle East, they prefer to buy products in their native language, and some of them, they appreciate communication with their dialect. A person coming from Morocco and buying something in Saudi Arabia, and if you talk to that person in the Saudi dialect, it's really difficult for him, and vice versa. So tailoring your offering to that specific dialect is also a challenge. Last but not least, which is a very important challenge, is security and compliance. Today, because again, it's a new industry, it's an emerging industry in the MENA region, we see government policies are changing rapidly. Every now and then, we are hearing a new policy, new law, new regulations about data privacy, which data you can store in Saudi or in on-premise, outside the region, and these policies are changing. And as brands, you have to be fast to maneuver and navigate these compliance. And today, actually, after a couple of hours, Sidaya are launching their first workshop about the sandbox for data privacy and compliance. So brands in Saudi Arabia and in the Middle East and other countries will follow, of course, they will have to comply very fast. So they have to know where to store the data, how to store data, how to process, how to ask permission, consent. All these complicated things they have to do, and they have to do fast. So this is a big challenge in the Middle East. And of course, it's not only about complying with the regulators. Regulators are actually reflecting what customers want, the consumers, because 70% of consumers in the Middle East are concerned about their privacy and data security, according to YouGov survey. So these are the challenges, and only by addressing these challenges, you can actually develop CX strategies that allows you to build strong and lasting relationships with your customers to drive business growth, because that's why we're here today, to drive business growth. And without addressing these challenges, you will be just like global marts. So now, let's talk about opportunities. So challenges are there, and now we know the challenges, and hopefully we can avoid these challenges. But also, Middle East is full of opportunities that we can leverage to deliver exceptional customer experience. So we must take advantage of these opportunities as fast as possible. So the opportunities around these points about, again, cultural relevance, because again, culture diversity can be a challenge and also an opportunity. There's a huge opportunity around voice of customer, and we're going to explain that in details. Also, opportunity around the ability to have a 360 view that we've never had before, and single customer view and personalization at scale. These opportunities are now a very solid opportunities that brands they can leverage to deliver valuable customer experiences. So let's talk about cultural relevance. So today we have a very huge opportunities because brands who can actually deliver their content and have content relevant to culture of the segment they're targeting, they are seeing 20% increase in their engagement. So today, it's not easy for brands to tailor their content based on different cultures, which makes it an opportunity for brands actually to do so. And with doing that, you will see increase in engagement and in the way that you interact and you build relationship with your customers. The second opportunity that we never had before is voice of customers. Now, today, with the breakthroughs we see in artificial intelligence and in natural language understanding, NLUs, we have the ability not only, like before, not only to be able to collect these data, but also to understand these data and identifying recurring themes and pains for the customers. We can use AI models like sentiment analysis, not only by, again, knowing the customers are happy or not, but knowing the keyword that they trigger their satisfaction and their emotions. We can use AI and use the new technology that we are seeing today for voice analytics to be able to go through all the calls that we receive and analyze them and know instantly we know what's happening in the phone call, which things went wrong. So we can cluster complaints automatically through AI. So voice of customers is not only back in the days, we were just collecting these feedbacks and we try to go through them manually, which makes it a very tedious job. But today with AI and technologies tailored to Middle East, tailored to the language and Arabic language in different dialects, we can have the ability to do so. Another opportunity is 360 customer view. Now, thanks to COVID, people now transformed all online. Now, with people being able to communicate through different online channels, you can actually today, you can have the 360 customer view that brands they dreamt of. You can actually map and you can visualize customers' journey because most of the interactions today we are seeing between customers and brands, they're happening online. And when they're happening online, you can actually collect these interactions and you can map customer journeys. And this is very important because 77% of customers in the Middle East, they actually stopped doing business with brand due to poor customer experience. Now, with this 360 customer view, with the ability to actually monitor and listen to every channel between you and your customers, you can eliminate that. And customers in the Middle East, again, expectations, they are expecting a response from brand within 24 hours. So that threshold is very difficult to meet, but with ability to have the 360 customer view and the ability to collect every single thing about your customer through one platform, that would help. Last thing is single customer view and personalization, and this is very important because guess what? 75% of consumers or 71% of consumers in the Middle East, they expect personalized experiences from brands. And now, more than ever, we have the ability to do so. We have the technologies that actually allows you to know your customers as individuals. You don't have to have one large mass campaign that you can target everyone. You can have targeted campaign for every single segment. You can talk to customers as people, not as objects, with these technologies we have today. And of course, personalized experience increases customer satisfaction, loyalty, according to Accenture report. So again, today, brands in the Middle East, they have access to technologies and they have access to tools that allow them to do personalization at scale, which is a great opportunity. Now we have We know the opportunities that we can actually leverage to build our CX strategies, and we know the challenges that we have to be aware of when we execute and when we plan, actually, before we execute. Now, let's talk about what does it mean to have a seamless customer experience, and how will that take your brand to the next level? So let's define define seamless customer experience. So a seamless customer experience is when you can be able to build on your top of your brand's interaction with your customers and target audience constantly. It's the ability to be able to collect, organize, automate, understand, synchronize all interactions, all feedback across all channels at every single touch point easily. Seamless customer experience and taking your brand to the next level is the ability to take direct actions in response to insights about your customers and their journeys. Only with that, this is a seamless customer experience. When you have the ability to do all that, you are on top of you listen to every single voice, and every voice is as equal, is as important. And the ability to understand at scale. If you have thousands of complaints, feedback, interaction, or if you have just one, you can be able to understand it instantly. And not only understanding, categorizing, and also reacting on that. This is a seamless customer experience. A seamless customer experience means you have the power to listen to your market across social media, to be able to collect and analyze data related to your brand, to your audience, and also to competitors to know the benchmark across various social media platforms. A seamless customer experience is the ability to be able to tune in to your voice of customer at every digital touch point. All touch points, whether that's email, instant chat, WhatsApp, phone calls, reviews, everywhere, whereas your customer is the ability that you can be able to tune in. This is a seamless customer experience. And a seamless customer experience means that you have the power to evoke your customer thoughts and feelings. Not only be a passive listener, waiting for them to speak up. No, you actually ask them, the ability to ask them and to know about their feedback, the ability to poke them and tell me what's wrong with the experience you had with us. To be able to collect, to analyze data in response to different type of interactions. This is a seamless customer experience, and this is when you have that power. And seamless customer experience is when you have the power to know your customers as individuals. Again, as individuals. This is very important in the Middle East. We expect brands to know us as people, as individuals, not as objects. And the power to personalize the experiences. So, a seamless customer experience means having Lucidi by your side. We believe with our product, with our suite of products, with our social listening product that gives you the power to the market, our channel analytics product that gives you the power to tune into every single customer touch point, our survey product, and our CDP audience product. And we strongly believe that we are your partner as a Lucidia, the partner that gives you the power to deliver game-changing customer experiences. So with this, I would like to end my presentation. Again, thank you guys for coming today, and hopefully we don't ever hear about stories like Global Marts, because with addressing these challenges and taking care of these opportunities, we will not be able to do so. Thank you so much.